What is up, bros and broettes? I'm Inkslasher, and today we're going to be making a video that I really didn't plan on making. I've made this video before, and it is the top 5 weapons in hardcore, but since then, the meta has drastically changed because, of course, of patches and updates and all of that good stuff. Also, it's changed a little bit because of the new weapons that have came out as well. Now, I wasn't planning on making this video after last week's video, because this list is pretty similar to last time I made the video. However, many of you came out in swaths and asked me to make this video. So, I decided, why not? Let's throw together a list. I'll play some hardcore, get some gameplay for you guys, and I've put together this list. So as always, this list is going to be drastically different from person to person. A lot of this comes down to personal preference. So as always, you can let me know down in the comment section below, if you're a hardcore player, what are your favorite 5 weapons to use in hardcore? You can leave me a list or just let me know your favorite one. But this is a list of my top 5 weapons in hardcore. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, and I'm going to start with some honorable mentions today. So I've got 3 honorable mentions, and the reason why they're honorable mentions is because they're not the best weapons in hardcore, but they are weapons that get drastically better because you're using them in hardcore. The first of which is the Weevil. The Weevil is much better in hardcore than in core. Another one is the Draken. The Draken sniper rifle becomes the best sniper rifle in the game when you put it in hardcore, because every shot's going to be a one-hit kill, and it's the fastest firing sniper rifle. It makes sense. And finally, the Broccoli gun. The Broccoli gun becomes a lot better in hardcore. Not only does it keep its fast fire rate and also super easy to aim hip spread, you also have the fact that it's always going to be a one-hit kill in hardcore, which is just ridiculous for a shotgun that fires that fast. Now, to understand why I'm giving you this top 5 list, you have to understand how hardcore works. So the main 2 things that happen in hardcore is you lose your HUD, you lose your heads-up display, you lose your minimap, but on top of that, you also lose a whole bunch of health. And what I mean by that is your health drops from 100 to 30. So any weapon with the lowest damage profile being 30 is going to become drastically better in this game. For example, the damage of the Broccoli gun drops off to a minimum of 33 damage, which means it's always going to be a one-shot kill, which is phenomenal for any shotgun you're going to use. So the biggest misconception there is a lot of people assume that in hardcore you actually have 50 health, and that's not true. You have 30 health. And now that you understand that, you'll be able to understand why I've put all of these weapons onto this top 5 list. So coming in at number 5, we have a perfect example of everything we just talked about, and on top of that, it's the only DLC weapon on this list. It's the R70 Ajax. So like I said earlier, this is a supply drop weapon, so what this means is that I don't have it, which means I have no hardcore gameplay for it. I only have regular core gameplay for this weapon, so unfortunately I'll have to deal with that. But maybe one day, just one day, I may be able to get this weapon in a supply drop. The reason why this is so good in hardcore is it deals 30 damage up to 187.5 meters. You are never ever going to get in a gunfight over that range, which means that on any range on a map, you are looking at a one-shot kill in hardcore. Now that's amazing. Another great stat with the R70 Ajax is you never have to reload this weapon. Now the only thing you want to be careful about is that you may run out of ammo, so running a sidearm with this is going to be important. But also on top of this weapon has a display on the weapon itself that shows you the ammo count. It shows you how many bullets you have left to fire in this weapon. Normally when you're playing hardcore, you lose your bullet count. You can't see how many bullets are left before you have to reload, and the R70 Ajax is going to be the only weapon that actually displays how many bullets you have left when playing hardcore, which is just amazing. So on top of it always being a one-shot kill, you are also able to see your ammo count, and you don't have to reload. And that's why it's at number 5 on this list. So coming in at number 4, we've got another LMG, and this is impressive because there were no LMGs on our regular core top 5 weapons. Now with this weapon, it doesn't quite have the same range as the Ajax, where the Ajax dropped off of a 1-bullet kill after 187.5 meters. This one drops off after 125 meters. Now again, you're not really going to be getting in any gunfights over that range, but the only reason why I put it as better than the Ajax is because it has a lot of smaller stats that are a lot better than the Ajax. For example, aim down sights, but I think most importantly, hip spread. The hip spread on the Dingo is incredibly good at 4 inches at a minimum and 6 at a maximum. That's actually better than most assault rifles, and what this means is that when playing hardcore, you don't have to be afraid to hip fire this weapon. And actually, during this gameplay you're watching right now, I get several kills while just hip firing. And that fact that you can get a 1-bullet kill while hip firing is an incredibly important stat on the Dingo, and it's a lot harder to hip fire on the Ajax. So that's why this one is at 4th and the Ajax is at 5th. So coming in at number 3, we've got the Razorback, and the Razorback used to be god tier in hardcore. It used to be, there was no reason in using any other weapon in hardcore, but I think it was 2 patches ago, this weapon actually got a little bit of a nerf. Now it's only a 1 bullet kill up to 19 meters in game, but for an SMG, that's pretty damn good. You're going to get a pretty damn good fire rate. It's actually the same fire rate as the KN-44, but with this weapon, it's not that makes it really good in hardcore. It's not the one-shot kill. So you're always going to be looking at a 1 or a 2 bullet kill, which is fantastic, but on top of that, you get all the SMG stats with it as well. You get a good movement speed while aiming down sights. You also get a good aim down sights time. You get a good sprint out time. You get a good hip spread. All of those stats on top of it being able to be a 1 bullet kill up to 19 meters. And when comparing it to all the other SMGs just don't deal a 1 bullet kill for much distance at all. Actually, you're lucky to get a 1 bullet kill with other SMGs up to something like 9 meters. So this one's going to over double most of the other SMGs in the game. It's incredibly fast to get kills with this weapon, and you get the awesome movement speed, and that's why this weapon deserves number 3 on this list. Coming in at number 2, we've got my favorite weapon in the game, the KN-44. Now this one's high on this list for many reasons. Starting off with the damage profile, you're looking at a 1 bullet kill up to 50 meters in game, which is very good, and then it's going to be a 2 bullet kill after that, of course, which is just fantastic. Now on top of that, you get a lot of other great stats, including good aim down sight speed, low recoil. It's a normal assault rifle with every other aspect. So the question is if the LMGs are going to be a one-shot kill for a further distance, why aren't they higher on the list? And the answer to that is all the smaller stats with stuff like the KN-44, the Razorback, the aim down sight speeds, that kind of stuff is going to be better on SMGs and assault rifles, which makes them better than those LMGs we talked about earlier on the list. It's incredibly important to be the first person on target in hardcore. That is why attributes such as aim down sights time and good sprint out time are incredibly important in hardcore. Those are reasons why you're going to be wanting to use fast hands and quick draw in hardcore. It's much more important in hardcore than it is in regular core. Now, like I said earlier, the KN-44 has the same fire rate as the Razorback, so why is it better? You just get a much longer, a 30-meter longer one-shot kill with the KN-44, and you're looking at the same fire rate as the Razorback, so you may as well use the KN-44 over that Razorback. So coming in at number 1, we have an absolute god tier weapon in hardcore, and it is the XR2. Before the most recent patches, I would have said the Razorback and the XR2 are the best weapons in hardcore, but the Razorback's range got nerfed, and so did the XR2's, but what you may not know about that is that it's still going to be a 1 bullet kill at every single range, because the damage profile on the XR2 is 40 damage up close, 30 at long range. This is fantastic because it's always going to be a 1 bullet kill at any range. On top of that, you can also use a suppressor with the XR2 and never have any diminishing effects. It's still going to be a 1 bullet kill at every single range. And at this point, you may be wondering, well, the Man of War has the same damage profile, so why isn't it on this list? Well, the Man of War is good in hardcore. All of its smaller stats, its aim down sights time, its reload speed, all of those small stats are really bad on the Man of War, and that's why I didn't put it on this list. However, it is good in hardcore. Yeah, and in core for that matter. Another reason why the XR2 is overlooked a lot is its fire rate. A lot of people see the fire rate of 439 RPM, which is low, and see that's bad. That's lower than the Man of War's fire rate. However, that's not the fire rate of the XR2. Per burst, you are firing at 857 RPM, and then there's burst delay, and then 857, and then there's burst delay. What this means is that for the first 3 bullets, this is going to be the fastest firing weapon on this list with the best damage profile on this list, which is just amazing. And that fact right there is what makes this weapon such a beast in hardcore. It's always going to be a 1 bullet kill and has an incredibly fast first 3 bullets that are going to come out of this weapon. And because of that, that is why this weapon is number 1 on this list. So guys, those are my 5 favorite weapons in hardcore, and in my opinion, the best weapons in hardcore, but I'm always interested to see what you guys think. Let me know down in the comment section below, what are your favorite weapons in hardcore? I'll be reading all the comments, and I'll be really interested to see what you guys have to say. On top of that, if you learned something new today and like what you saw, it'd be fantastic if you could leave a like rating. It always helps out the channel, and also there's some links in the description you may be interested in. There's my Twitch, Twitter, and second channel, and of course, a discount code for Control Freaks down below. So thank you so much for watching. I love every single one of you, and until next time, peace out.